All right. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his servant and messenger. I would like to greet you all with the greeting words of peace. We say it in the original language of Arabic, Assalamu alaikum. And for those who may not know, that just means peace be unto you. Man, I'm excited for today, but before I get on the topic, I just want to thank you all, everyone who, maybe if you just watch one episode, 1 minute, 1 second, I thank you for your tremendous support throughout this whole series. You all have been amazing, and I hope that maybe there was something that said that helped you, brothers and sisters, and anyone who's watching. So I really just wanted to stop and say thank you all for your support throughout this series, because today is a special episode, because today is the last episode to seal our first season of this series. So praise be to Allah. I just want to start off with the topic for today and tell y'all what Islam has done for me. That's the topic for today. Now, I don't want you to see this as a boring testimony where I'm just rambling about my experience, because the only reason why I'm telling you what Islam has done for me is so that you know what it can do for you. That's all. That's the only reason why I'm telling you that all this. So, if of course you're in the middle of deciding whether you want to join the Nation of Islam or not, I would highly suggest you watch this, because in this live stream, I'm going to be telling you about what Islam has done for me, so that you can look at it from the inside perspective and see if it's for you. So, what has Islam done for me? It saved my life. And I know you hear a lot of people say this when you look at testimonies, but they're not lying. It truly have saved my life. And without the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I would not have spiritual life. I wouldn't have this energetic spirit that I do now if it weren't for the teachings. My personality would be totally different. You wouldn't even know who I was. But if you didn't know, I was born in the Nation of Islam thanks to my parents going above and beyond to accept the teachings for themselves and create such a wonderful environment for me and my siblings to be able to grow. And that's why I want to thank Allah first for blessing me to serve in the way that He's allowed me to. Because any life that I impact from this live stream, from any video that I post, if you meet me in person, if I impacted you, I take no credit for it. Zero. I take zero credit for it. I give it all to Allah. He is the one who blessed me with parents who had and still have a desire to strive to submit and obey God's will since I was a baby. I don't stand here alone. I stand with a family under the guidance of Allah through my parents, Brother Malik and Sister Sheree Muhammad. They have been married for 27 years by Allah's grace, and that desire continues to get stronger and stronger the more time goes by. So let's get started, brothers and sisters. I just wanted to add that and give context and further clarity of where your little brother comes from and who him and his family is striving to represent, for those who may not know. But before Islam, I was struggling to find who I was and what I wanted personally in life. I didn't know it then, but in that struggle of finding myself or searching for myself and my purpose, I was searching for God. Now, Islam has always been a part of my life. As I just said, I was born in the nation, but I didn't really start to personally accept Islam till I was around 14, 15 years of age. And at that age, I started to accept it on my own. And you know, when you truly accepted something in your heart because you work towards what you accepted when no one's around. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said something similar. He said in his swan song message that what you are in private is who you are. And with that wonderful quote, I knew back at the time that I was starting to accept Islam for myself, because I started to try to work and practice Islam in my own time. Then at that point, I became totally invested in self-improvement, which in the Nation of Islam we're taught is the basis for community development. I started to read and study books like The Restrictive Laws of Islam, Message to the Black Man and Hadi to Live, and much more of the books of the teachings. And I started watching lectures on my own as well. I started to really get serious about the Nation of Islam on a personal level. And once I did that, I started to see it transform my life. And the self-improvement fight started to get easier. Now, the struggle stayed the same, but my mind got stronger by the grace and help of Allah. Then, in the month of November 2021, after months of daily self improvement, I made the decision to accept the God given mission for myself. And that mission we accept as Muslims in the Nation of Islam is to deliver the spiritually dead to the Lamb of God. So, at the end of the month of November, I came with an idea to start my Instagram page. I never had one. And I wanted to start using it to fulfill that mission that I had accepted. So I created my first ever series called Nasir's Weekly Shorts. And those who've been following your little brother for a long time, you know exactly what that was. But this series was all about posting 30 to 60-second videos, just sharing my knowledge. Then after 2 years of studying, increasing my workloads in this mission and sharing my knowledge through Instagram and social media in general, we're here by the help of Allah doing what we're doing now. And looking back, I can say personally that without Allah being with me, I could have never done it. My discipline has skyrocketed because of Islam. My intelligence has skyrocketed. And most importantly of all, my relationship with God or Allah has skyrocketed. And by the grace of Allah, I'm striving to show that in my works and strive to share it with other people. Not so you can praise me though, but so you can go to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and get the teachings that's helped me in my life. That's why I'm here in this suit. That's why I even have a series. That's why I got an Instagram, because I'm trying to point you to Allah so that you can make your decision whether you want the peace of righteousness or the chaos of wickedness. I'm not here to convert you or push what I believe on you. All I'm trying to do is share with you as a little brother what my belief has done for me so that you can be aware and given the opportunity to accept Islam if you were looking for it like many lost souls in this world are. There are many people who are looking for Islam and don't even know it. I was one of those people. I know you see it on social media. They give a description on the life that they want, the life that they live, and how they want to get there. And they're literally describing Islam and they don't even know it. Again, I was one of those people. But now God has offered me Islam, and now I have Islam. And now that I see what it did with my life, I want to do that with as much people as I can, because I'm not trying to be selfish with this teaching. For example, you know when you eat something new, a new food, and the moment you eat it, when it tastes good, you naturally want to share it with your family, with your friends, to see if they like it or not. That's how I feel with Islam. It transformed my life into something special, and I want to naturally share that transformation process with everyone I can. Every day, I see Islam cultivating that God that I have in myself. Islam has developed such a powerful God-like mindset inside your brother, and not just me, but a whole bunch of other people. And without Islam, I wouldn't be as near close to who I am now. And so, of course, it's hard. If those who are wondering, yes, of course, it's hard to practice Islam. But every day is a constant choice to be righteous in a world that promotes unrighteousness. But look, from the inside looking out, telling you from the inside scoop, a registered member in the Nation of Islam, striving for righteousness is worth it. It is more than worth it. Now look, I make mistakes all the time. My life is not perfect, and it doesn't have to be. It does not have to be perfect, and you don't have to be perfect to join the Nation of Islam. I hear that all the time, and brothers in the Nation of Islam, you know exactly what I'm talking about when you go door to door. They say, oh man, hold on, I'm coming, I gotta get my stuff together. I gotta get my stuff right. But you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be clean. The Nation of Islam works as a washing machine to clean you of the things that is making you dirty. So yes, you do not have to be perfect to join the Nation of Islam. Okay? You do not have to join the Nation of Islam and be perfect. What's the point then? You have to strive to clean yourself up, and the Nation of Islam is that for you. Now, I have a question. If you watched a movie and there was not one threat or challenge, would that movie even be entertaining? Seriously, if you sat down and watched the movie, everything that happened was perfect. Nobody got hurt. There was no danger. There was no challenge. It was just nothing. How would you react? Realistically, you're gonna say, nah, yeah, that was a waste of time. It really wasn't worth anything. Why? Because there was no point in the movie. Because there was no struggle and no challenge. That's exactly how it is with life. Believe it or not, a life without struggle is a life that's not worth living. If there is no adversity or mountains to overcome, life starts to get boring. It's like when you're playing with your little brother or sister at a game. If you constantly are beating them with no challenge, you start to get bored. And then sometimes, you know what we do? Sometimes we may fake how we playing so that the other person can kind of get up to our level, and then we start being for real so it can be a challenge. But we do that naturally inside because we as human beings are supposed to and are made to overcome mountains and go through struggle. So listen to what my dad said one time. He said, if you were in a championship boxing match and your opponent had no arms and no legs, who is going to win the fight? You are. But here's where I want you to listen. You would not feel like a world champion afterwards. You would honestly probably feel pretty bad. You wouldn't feel as if you were the world champion because your opponent could not fight back and give you that challenge. So it's the same with life. Same with Islam. Practicing Islam and righteousness in a world that's completely opposite at that is challenging. It's hard every single day. It's truly a fight. But as we make up our minds and don't give up, no matter how tough things get, we will continue to take a step closer to God and a step closer to self-mastery. And so my only goal here is just to provide the opportunity for you to take these teachings and try it out. Try it out. Just apply it to your life for 3 months. And if you need help, you can DM me. But try it out for 3 months. And if you're interested in learning more about the Nation of Islam after that or right now, you can DM me and I'll be right with you. But for now, that's it for this segment.